It is a great satisfaction to greet you, and I hope you find yourself well. In today's video we will talk about the following. How long will it take until your ex misses you? Many times, specifically when trying to calculate how long it will take for your ex to miss you, meaning you are implementing a no-contact rule, the natural assumption is that by ignoring your ex, they will be more likely to miss you. However, psychological components are more likely to make your anxious ex miss you, as opposed to your avoidant ex. What I've noticed is that exes usually don't start missing you until you get over them. It's a conscious choice because moving on implies that you don't want your ex back, and many people who seek advice strongly want their ex back. But also, moving on can imply that you start a relationship with another person. So, in essence, moving on is about recovering and readjusting after the end of a relationship, while getting over is about personal development and the change that can make you realize your own value. There is a cause and an effect to it. The average ex won't contact you during a no-contact rule. Typically, you implement the no-contact rule, work on getting over your ex, and then, as a sign of you getting over your ex, he starts missing you. This is actually supported by several additional research that has been done. Therefore, the no-contact rule will probably cause your ex to have some kind of strong response. And if you understand something about attachment styles, you'll realize that this makes a lot of sense. Someone with an avoidant attachment style is unlikely to approach you directly. This is also why you will have to contact your ex first if you want to get your ex back. I can certainly understand your position, but I also understand your ex's position, so I'm trying to bridge the gap between the two. The contemplation of the breakup. It's interesting because your ex avoids conflict, right? So he knows that talking to you about the possibility of a breakup will trigger you negatively. As a result, he puts off meeting you, and what you'll start to notice during this breakup contemplation stage is that he becomes very distant. I'm sure we've all been in a relationship where we've felt like something is wrong with the other person, something they're not telling us. We are very concerned about that. Well, that's usually the breakup contemplation stage. Feel euphoria about the separation. The separation euphoria stage. What you need to understand is that usually when he breaks up with you, he doesn't grieve, he rejoices. And there is a clear reason for that. The core wound always revolves around a loss of independence. The fact that he broke up with you and regains his independence, they feel great about it. Ironically, it is during this stage that the no-contact rule usually comes into effect. He realizes he's been through a breakup, starts searching the internet for advice, or maybe he just naturally implements this no-contact rule with you. This also supports the idea that this is why your ex generally won't contact you during the no-contact rule. It's because you're right in the middle of that breakup euphoria period. The big mistake people tend to make is trying to overchase or beg during this separation euphoria stage. This is not the time to beg. He usually won't miss you during this stage. He's just happy to have his independence back. But here's the good news, this stage disappears. The redirection of loneliness and grief. This is when your ex is most likely to start missing you. If you've been able to get over your ex, if you've been able to implement what I suggest during the no-contact rule, have a longer period and get over your ex, then that allows you to process the breakup in a way that can trigger a daydream. Nostalgic. To make an avoidant person miss you, the key is to make them see you not as a threat, but as if you have moved on or gotten over them. And if you do that, the avoider gives himself permission to miss you because now there is no threat of a general commitment in the future. This is why your ex is more likely to really start missing you towards the end or beginning of this transition period between the separation euphoria stage and the grief redirection stage. Now, why do I say grief reorientation? Because your ex is trapped in this wheel of death. So, as he enters this stage of loneliness and grief, he seeks to find a distraction, and that distraction is jumping into a rebound relationship with someone else, or getting back together with you, or diving into some kind of work and quitting entirely. To relationships for a while. Typically, your ex won't start missing you until about a full 2 or 3 months after the breakup. And it only works if you've shown that you're over your ex. But it's also important to remember that everything I tell you are estimates. You are an essential part of what we do on this channel, For this reason, we keep an eye on what you need, and if it is your desire to recover your ex correctly and effectively, you must click on the link below.